With its history of battles, copper kings, vigilance, and rowdy residents, Montana has accrued a wealth of interesting stories. It's believed by some that these tales continue in the form of ghosts. In today's video, we have brought you the 10 most haunted places in Montana. Number 10. Montana Territorial Prison, Deer Lodge. First housing prisoners in 1871, the Montana Territorial Prison served as Montana's correctional facility for more than a century before the current state prison was constructed outside of Deer Lodge in 1979. The old prison was known for its overcrowding and insufficient facilities. Early prison conditions made inmate life difficult, with poor food and no heating or cooling. Several convicts and staff were killed at the prison during its use. Perhaps the most notorious episode in the prison's lifespan was its 1959 riot, which led to the Montana National Guard being dispatched after Deputy Warden Ted Rothy was slain and several guards and inmates were taken hostage. The riot ended after an anti-tank bazooka and Thompson submachine gun were fired at Subblock 1, allowing National Guardsmen to rush the prison. In the chaos, riot ringleader Jerry Miles killed his accomplice Lee Smart before committing suicide. Buildings at the prison remain scarred by the bazooka blasts and gunfire of the riot, but some say that the prison, which is now a museum, still houses some of its inmates. It's claimed that the ghost of convicted murderer Paul Eitner, known as Turkey Pete, still haunts cell number 1. Eitner spent 49 years incarcerated at the prison before dying of natural causes in 1967. Other phenomena reported include strange sounds and people being touched. Number 9. Paris Gibson Square Museum of Art, Great Falls. Built in 1896 as Great Falls High School, the Paris Gibson Square Museum of Art building was named for the founder of Great Falls. Paris Gibson was a prominent businessman who saw hydroelectric potential in the series of waterfalls on the Missouri River that the city shares its name with. The museum opened in 1977 and is reputed to be haunted. The phenomenon experienced have included the sounds of children in the halls and the ghost of a girl in the basement. Number 8. Boulder Hot Springs, Boulder. With an inn dating back to 1881, Boulder Hot Springs predates Montana's statehood. Its location made it a place where miners, ranchers, and businessmen could all encounter one another. Today, it's claimed that visitors can still encounter some of the hotel's former guests. The most famous of these phantoms, called Simone, is said to be the ghost of a prostitute who was murdered at the hotel. The legend has never been substantiated, but visitors and staff continue to report strange experiences. Wild temperature shifts, strange energies, and of course the sound of children running through the halls have all been described. Number 7. Fort Peck Theater. When the Fort Peck Dam was built in the 1930s, the town of Fort Peck was built to temporarily house U.S. Army Corps of Engineers workers and their families. In addition to housing and other amenities, the Fort Peck Theater was built in 1934 to provide entertainment. The theater remains in use today primarily for theatrical productions. The Fort Peck Theater is said to be haunted by a male spirit, who manifests as a man wearing 1930s work clothes. Witnesses have also reported hearing the sounds of men at work when the theater is otherwise empty and apparitions in the dressing rooms. Number 6. The Pollard Hotel, Red Lodge. Said to be the first brick building in Red Lodge, the Pollard Hotel was constructed in 1893 as the Spofford Hotel. 9 years later, Thomas F. Pollard bought the building and renamed it after his family. Pollard expanded the hotel and added amenities to draw customers. The hotel continues to operate, having served some of Red Lodge's most colorful visitors. As seems to be the case with many old hotels, the Pollard has seen its fair share of ghost stories. Guests and employees have described both male and female apparitions. One, a man dressed in 1920s clothing, is said to hang out near the bar and play pranks. A woman in a yellow dress is said to leave behind the scent of perfume. Staff have described strange noises and lights that turn on and off in the basement. Number 5. Grand Union Hotel, Fort Benton. Established by French-American fur traders Auguste and Pierre Chauvet Jr. in 1846, Fort Benton is among the oldest towns in Montana. Much of the old fort was dismantled or crumbled under decades of weather, though a portion of it still exists, considered the oldest building in Montana. But another 19th century building is said to be the town's paranormal headquarters. The Grand Union Hotel, built in 1882, has a reputation as a haunted hotel. Said to be the oldest hotel still in operation in Montana, the Grand Union is known for a number of odd happenings. Number 4. St. Charles Hall, Carroll College, Helena. The oldest building on the Carroll College campus in Helena is also said to be the most haunted. Street Charles Hall was named for Street Charles Borromeo, after whom the college was originally named as Mount Street Charles College. The building, which began construction in 1909 and had its cornerstone laid by then U.S. President William Taft, is primarily used as a dormitory today. St. Charles Hall was named for St. Charles Borromeo, after whom the college was originally named Mount St. Charles College. In 1964, a student blacked out while brushing his teeth and hit his head on a sink in the bathroom, causing hemorrhaging in his brain. He was treated at a local hospital but died of pneumonia a few weeks later. Shortly after, students using the same bathroom began reporting strange occurrences. Some would say that while brushing their teeth or washing their faces, they would glance at the mirror and see a young man with a head wound standing behind them. Some claimed they would turn on the faucet only to find the blood flowing out instead of water. After several years of these reports, the bathroom was locked up as it remains today. There have been rumors of scraping sounds coming from inside the bathroom. Other stories persist about a student jumping out of a window to commit suicide, with some students claiming to see the event replay itself on certain nights. Legends claim that several priests died in different manners in the building and still haunt the place, but none of these stories, other than the student who hit his head, have been verified. Number 3. Opera House Theater, Philipsburg. There's something about old theaters that seems to fit well with ghost stories. The Philipsburg Opera House, built in 1891 as the McDonald Opera House, has its fair share of tales. Patrons of the theater have described having their hair pulled by invisible hands and feeling inexplicable cold sensations. Some claim to have seen full-body apparitions in dark areas of the theater. Number 2. 2223 Montana Ave, Billings. A tragic accident is at the center of one of Billings' most famous reported hauntings. On December 8, 1945, an airplane transporting World War II soldiers who were returning home from the war crashed in a field east of Rocky Mountain College in the area of what is now Veterans Park. 17 servicemen and 2 pilots died in the crash, which occurred during a blizzard, leaving only 4 survivors. The number killed was too much for the morgue and local funeral parlors to handle, so the bodies of 13 of the men killed had to be stored in the refrigerated warehouse of a local grocery store, located at 2223 Montana Avenue. In the 7 years since the crash, the building has been home to various businesses, including the Spaghetti Depot and Depot Antiques. Employees and customers in the building, as well as passersby, have reported seeing the ghost of a man in a World War II-era military uniform inside. Number 1. DALY Mansion, Hamilton. The DALY Mansion in Hamilton was a farmhouse when Copper King Marcus Daly purchased the home and its surrounding property from Anthony Chaffin in 1886. The Dalys remodeled the home several times in different styles before settling on the Georgian Revival style seen today. Ever since the state purchased the mansion, people have described strange phenomena within its walls. Smoking is not allowed in the house, but visitors and volunteers have reported the distinct scent of cigar smoke near Marcus Daly's office. A painting in the music room just can't seem to stay on the wall for long but has no evidence of falling. Some even claim to have seen Mrs. Daly herself. That's all for today. To watch more videos like this, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. Thanks for watching.